Hello, this is Jessica Roberts, and this is my presentation on Making Sense, a financial literacy library program. So, Making Sense is an after-school financial literacy library program for high school students of all ages and abilities. Each session will take place once every other month, and each will focus on a different aspect of financial literacy that includes a lesson, a game, and a daily quiz. And students also have a chance to win real prizes for each game we play. So, what this will tentatively look like, the first meeting will be about money habits, where students will learn about general uh, attitudes and behaviors around money, spending, and saving. And that will end with a Price is Right game. Then the second will be a lesson on savings and spending, and that will conclude with a game of Monopoly. Then the third session will be all about credit, and students will learn about different types of credit scores and how to analyze a credit report. And then they'll finish that off with a financial football game, which I've also linked in the slide here. And then the fourth session will be on loans, different types of loans, and then that will conclude with students playing another online game called the Payback Game, which I've also linked. The fifth session will be about taxes and how to file a 1040, and that will end with a breakout box game in which students will be filing a 1040 in order to break out of the boxes. And then the last session will be on life events and different type of financial situations that'll come up throughout your life, and that will end in a game of life game. So the program objectives are that a student will apply critical thinking skills to make personal financial decisions. A student will understand the purpose of a checking and savings account and how to set one up. Student will understand credit scores and analyze a credit report. Student will compare loan types and features, will understand federal taxes and complete a 1040, and explore strategies for managing a variety of life events. So the overview of the budget on this for all of the sessions, all 6 sessions, include the breakout boxes. So the original breakout box and digital subscription, which is priced at $199 from Breakout EDU. Then we have the 5 additional breakout boxes because we're going to do these in groups of 6 groups of however many students show. And so the additional boxes at $129 each total out to $645. And again, that's from Breakout EDU. Then we need to purchase 6 Game of Life boards, and those can be done through Walmart. That's what had the best prices, and that will be priced at $15.97 each for a total of $95.82. And then 6 classic Monopoly board games, also from Walmart at $21.99 each. That comes out to $131.94. And then we're going to reach out to local businesses and groups that may want to donate prizes for the students. And so that would bring our total budget amount to $1,071.76. Now, how we're going to measure impact will be through a variety of ways. So one will be a pre-test and a post-test. So on the first day, students will take the pre-test before the lesson. And then on the last day of the program, at the end of the day, they'll take a post-test. And that's to measure their financial literacy knowledge and growth. Then we will do a daily quiz during each session. So at the end of each session, they're going to have a small quiz regarding that week's lesson topic. And the quizzes and the test will be about financial literacy knowledge, and it will also include financial math as well. So we're going to get a measure of that too. Then we'll also take a tally of the number of students entering the library during and after school to compare with numbers prior to the program because all students have to sign into the library when they enter. So we'll be able to know if this program hopefully increases student engagement in the library. So some of the program benefits for the students are that providing context for the information students are learning, like in math, allows students to place more value in their education. So, um, having those math skills being applied in financial situations, real life situations, allows them to hold their education at a higher value. And I think that's going to really benefit them in the long term. Another program benefit would be to just enhance their financial knowledge and attitudes. Um, Financial literacy is important as any other literacy, especially as an adult, and it can greatly affect your outlook on life. And so this program may benefit them in that sort of way. Also, it was found that short extracurricular financial literacy education programs can have a positive effect on student knowledge of the subject. And so, by doing this program, students are gaining knowledge and skills to make important financial decisions, which will help them out in the long run in real life. And so these benefits were actually taken from three different articles. The first article was the assessment of financial literacy formation methods in mathematics education, financial computation. And this highlights the importance of financial literacy. It focused on the knowledge of 15-year-olds and how students are being taught math and financial literacy. It found that providing context in learning math through financial literacy adds value to student education. And that context doesn't really need to be spelled out or explained to the students. It just, they need to be able to apply the knowledge that they're learning in math, for example, to real world situations, such as making financial decisions in their future. The second resource that I got was a review of financial literacy education programs for children and adolescents. And this is a literature review with a focus on effectiveness of school-based financial literacy education programs. It found that studies on financial literacy education impact are very limited, and that's just mainly because it is a new field of study. Most of the sources that they used in this literature review were like 10 years old, made within the last 10 years. And so not a lot of studies have been done on this topic in particular, but of the ones that were completed, they found that a majority of those studies found short-term success in programs assessed knowledge, um, and they use that for in programs, and they assessed knowledge by using tests. So that's why I've decided to use tests as an assessment for our program impact as well. And this is just a measure of short-term success because not many of these studies measured long-term success. But it did conclude that a successful program can include experiential learning through real life events and simulation games. So that's what I've tried to replicate in this program as well. The last source is the effectiveness of a formal financial education program at primary schools and the role of informal financial education. So this one evaluated the effectiveness of the financial education program at the Museum of Savings. And there, students visited as a sort of field trip, and students watched educational videos and then played interactive games focused on spending and saving behaviors. And this study found that short extracurricular financial literacy education programs can have a positive effect on student knowledge. I included this one specifically because the other two sources don't look at the extracurricular aspect of an education program. They focus mostly on curriculum based programs that were done during the school day. And so this just provides a little bit of insight on how this after school library program can benefit students too. And so this is an overview of all of those references. And I thank you all for your time.